Hey guys, it's Scan at GLHF and today we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Super. It's not Super. I always say that. It's not Dragon Ball Super, it's Dragon Ball FighterZ. I'm sorry. I'm a really big Dragon Ball Z fan. You know, it's a huge staple of my childhood. I'm a 90s kid. I grew up and this was on the Toonami block every single day after I came home from school. I specifically remember the day I first ever saw Goku ever go Super Saiyan. I remember the first time I ever saw the end of the Cell games with Gohan going Super Saiyan 2 and absolutely blasting Cell away with the, one-handed Kamehameha. This series is, really central to my childhood and also central to my gaming history. The Dragon Ball Z games have a very long history, going back to when I would play emulated games on my old laptop, to the Budokai games, to more recently the Xenoverse games. But none of those games can come even close to not only the presentation quality of Dragon Ball FighterZ, but just the overall fantastic fighting mechanics of Dragon Ball FighterZ. Now, this game is being developed by Arc System, of course, and that means that if you've ever played a Guilty Gear game or a BlazBlue game, is it BlazBlue or BlazBlue? I honestly don't even know. Anyways, if you've ever played either of those games, a lot of this game is going to feel familiar. Just so far as the flow of the game is concerned, so far as the speed of the game is concerned. I'm not one who is particularly drawn to tag fighters. I personally like one-on-one fighters a lot more, simply because I like the speed of one-on-one fighters a lot more. And at the end of the day, as much of a focus as this game is going to have on tag mechanics, I have a much more fun and a much easier time playing Dragon Ball FighterZ than I do compared to any of the Marvel vs. Capcom games, or, the Tekken tag games, or even the Dead or Alive 2-on-2 tag team mode. I just already enjoy this game more. It's very fast-paced, but it's also beginner-friendly. If you're at all used to playing fighting games, you're going to find a lot of the inputs in this game are very simple. Everything is done with quarter circle motions. There's no Dragon Punch motions as far as I know. There's no SPDs. There's no charge characters as far as I know. And that was an absolutely awful level 3 super for me. But that doesn't mean that this game doesn't have depth. I simply am pretty much guessing most of the time. I think the general meta of the game, right now, everyone in the game has the same basic combo. In that, you hit, what do you want to call it? Let's call it 1, 2, 3. Let's use button numbers for this. You hit 1, 2, 3 either as a launcher or as a wall bounce move. Chase them in, 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 1 special move, and then follow that up with a super attack. And every single character in the game can basically do that. There's also auto combos in the game, but they scale accordingly. Of course, you can just run into this game and mash a single button and pull off a really cool looking combo, which is great if the reason that you're buying this game is simply because it's a Dragon Ball Z game. And I think that's smart, because there's a lot of people who are buying this game simply because it's a Dragon Ball Z game. Or I should say, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to buy this game because it's simply a Dragon Ball Z game. This game speaks to a very large audience. This media empire that Dragon Ball Z has built speaks to an extremely large audience. Before, the last 6 or 7 years of the absolute domination of the One Piece franchise, Dragon Ball Z was the media franchise from Japan, apart from Pokemon. You had Pokemon and you had Dragon Ball Z, and those two franchises just absolutely dominated both the Japanese and international markets so far as Japanese animated media was concerned. They're cultural icons to Japan. But I'm really getting off track here. I should be actually talking about the game here. Like I said, the controls are overall straightforward. And you're going to be able to have a lot of fun with this game no matter what your skill level is with fighting games. But as each character's individual perks and techniques and such are discovered, I think this game is going to get absolutely crazy. I expect this game to have an enormous presence in the fighting game scene over the next few months, if not years. I think this game will do very well at Evolution this year, but right now, without a training mode, without a proper training mode, I can't really understand the characters as well as I would like to. I want to be able to dive into these characters on a much deeper level than I currently can. And because of that, I've mostly been using Vegeta as a starter character, and for most of my matches, I've had Goku and a random third character as my lineup. Vegeta's definitely my favorite character in the game so far, but Vegeta and Goku, for lack of a better term, are the Ken and Ryu of this game. They are the basic characters of whom you can get plenty of damage out of them. You can have... They're not bad characters. They're just the basic characters. They're the characters whose job it is to introduce you to the mechanics of the game, the same way characters like Ken and Ryu are in the Street Fighter games, the same way characters like Kyo and Iori are in King of Fighters. You know, every game has those one or two characters where they're basic enough that they're who you can use to learn the game, but they also are viable characters. And, you know, no surprise, Goku and Vegeta are those two characters. Apart from those two, I really want to learn Piccolo because he's a very mix-up heavy character. Quick aside, the reason I like Vegeta, he reminds me of Adon. He has a rising knee strike, and the moment I saw that, I was just like, I'm using that guy. But I really want to learn Piccolo. I really want to learn Cell. Cell feels really fun to use. You know, large character with an imposing moveset and good reach, but Kid Buu has been giving me a lot of problems. I haven't fought as that character at all, but I've fought against that character a ton, and he's been giving me a lot of trouble, as has Beerus. Beerus reminds me a lot of Venom from the Guilty Gear series. I did win this match, but barely. That was, ugh. So, I highly recommend this game. The beta is ending tonight, but we do have a lot more to dissect from this game. A lot of the cast that we still need to go through. A lot of characters that most of the player base of this game in the beta just hasn't been able to get their hands on yet. But learning the assists in this game, best timing of the assists, learning beyond the basic meta of hit into a launcher, hit a 2 or 3 hit combo in the air, into special, into super. I really want to see where the meta of this game evolves from there. I'm going to let a few matches play on beyond this, so enjoy the rest of the matches, and thanks for those of you who've been watching and listening. This has been Scan with GLHF TV.
Sit down! You ready? Not good enough. Not you! Ready for this? Special not good enough. Sit there! Interesting. Interesting. You ready?
Face me now! Becomes impressive. Should have been your friend. Not done yet.
Now! Take it! You're my move.
How about this? Here we go!
How cute. Take it!
You're in my way!
How do you like it?
To you!
Take it! How cute. Take it!
How about this?
No way out!
Not good enough.
There's no escape. How's over
Gotten a lot better.
You're my move. no escape. So bring it on. Impossible. To be gone. You're wide open. My sight. Don't you dare. Vegeta. Take the easy. You're wide open. You're wide open. Take the easy. Be gone. Eat this. Be gone. Come on. No. You're wide open. You're wide open.
Fantastic!
Time to switch! Eat this! Damn you! Darn it! I could have won that fight without your help, Kakarot! No need to go easy on me, Vegeta. So, let's get started.
Get ready!
Here goes. Forgive me.
I can handle you on my own. I'm not. Counting on you. Show me more.
Don't you dare disappoint me, Vegeta!
Not good enough.
Are you brave enough to take this one? Final!
Excellent!
Take this!
How about this? How about this? How about
Your
this?
wife! Go to Take this!
Not good enough.
Margin, here we go! You're through!
How about this? How about this?
I'm not done yet!
How about this?
You've gotten a lot better. You can't depend on mere calculations to understand a safe.
Vegeta! Win!
Darn it! I could have won that fight without your help, Kakarot! No need to go easy on me, Vegeta. Don't make me laugh! You've got no confidence at all, do you?
It's all or nothing!
Here goes! Here goes! Say your prayers! Eat this! Eat this! Forgive me.
I can handle you on my own. Show me more. Show me more. Not good enough. Show me more.
Say your prayers! Eat this!
How cute. How cute. Show me more.
My sight, be gone!
Not good.
Eat this! Hope you're ready! You want it? Get out! Take it! Sight, come back! Take it, be gone! Hope you're ready! Ready for this? Special beam cannon! Take it! Time to die! Lightning! You ready? You're ready! Take it! You pain! Try this on the side. You ready?